Okay, good evening. And again, I wasn't planning on coming on, but I'm going to. Let me see. I wanted to do The Bride of Charlie. I don't know if you heard about Candace Owens' trailer. I guess she's doing an investigative series on Erica Kirk. And she was friends with Charlie, and I did not follow them. I didn't know anything about TPUSA just for a little bit there before, you know, it kind of all ended, especially for Charlie Kirk. But I was watching Erica Kirk's reaction, like after he passed, and the way he passed, and what happened that day on September 10, I think it was. And you know, that to me, when you see somebody that you care for, supposedly, go in that manner, that is traumatic. Okay. If anybody knows about trauma, I'm sure a lot of people do, this is not how you act when you're traumatized. This has just happened in September, October, November, December, January. It hasn't even been 6 months, almost 6 months. But when if you're traumatized, you don't go out on the Super Bowl like you're on a catwalk runway, all right, dressed up thinking that you're like like what are those Victoria's Secret models? I mean, what world is this woman in anyway? Because I don't think it's reality. This is not reality for Erica Kirk. She's definitely in a dreamland, in my opinion. This woman is in a dreamland. She thinks that I think that she thinks she's like some kind of celebrity. I don't know. But if you care for somebody, like I said, and you see somebody that you care about, like, is gone the way that he was gone, don't you think she would be like at home, you know, recovering, trying to figure out what the heck happened here? Instead, she's out the next day or 2 days after. She's interviewing, she's here, she's doing a memorial that looked like a rock concert. It's like, where is this mourning, by the way? I mean, I don't see, for me, it's like, this is mourning. And people are like, well, everybody mourns differently. This is not mourning. This is not mourning. Okay? This is traumatic. Anybody that really cares about somebody would be traumatized by what they saw. I saw, well, I don't know, I think it was videos. I don't think I saw it live. I was even freaked out just watching the videos. I didn't even know who he was. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on here? And she's like going around and she's pretending she's crying and she's got, the handkerchief and she's dabbling very carefully to not mess up her makeup. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like to me. I didn't see a tear at all. I didn't see a tear. And the guy that supposedly shot him the whole thing was just bizarre because they knew who he was right away. FBI, they were on the scene. They went to Colorado. They knew who he was. Like, how did you get that so fast? There were thousands of people there, and you picked this one in particular out of everybody that came through the door, the whatever entrance. That was him. And then they release a video of this person jumping off the roof. He's got a mask on or whatever. You can't tell who he is. And they know who he was. This just doesn't make any sense. This just doesn't make any sense. Okay. It's too fast. It was planned out. And that's what Candace Owens is talking about. This was planned out. Now, she worked with him. I didn't know that, but she worked at TPUSA. So they, I believe, became close. And it sounds like she really did care for Charlie. They probably worked together for a little while, whatever it was. I don't know. But I think she is, Candace Owens, that is wondering what is going on here. And I think she's the only one, in my opinion, out of Charlie. Well, I don't know when she left TPUSA and did her own thing, but obviously she didn't forget who he was because they were close and they were still texting each other. They were still in contact. So she said that he was concerned about his life because of how he was changing his mind about Israel. I think this is about Israel. That's what I think this is. And that's why I bring it up, because this government, our country, has been, I would say, I hate to say it, taken over by this foreign entity that we have. People in this country are working for Israel. Our tax dollar money is going to Israel to do wars. For what? And they're using our military now that is in Iran. So I believe that what happened, this is my opinion, that what happened to Charlie Kirk has a lot to do with a foreign government. Let's just put it that way. Or the Zionists, the people that are around him that work for Israel and Netanyahu. I mean, come on. I mean, it's just, they're worse than the mafia. And how many times do we have to hear about this playbook, that this continuously happens on a regular basis, and that the people in this country are still swallowing this propaganda pill that is coming from the Middle East, especially Israel. And the Zios in this country, like Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and Ben Shapiro, and others, I'm sure, but those three come to my mind because they're on social media and they're always talking about Iran and what a threat they are. They're not a threat to the United States. Iran is not a threat to the United States. They are a threat to Israel. At least that's what Israel thinks. They have so much money from us. They have our military equipment or whatever the heck they have, military aid that we give to them on a continuous basis. Why can't they attack Iran themselves? Like, why can't they do that? I don't get it. Like, what is this waste that we are doing in this country for this war criminal and this country that are committing war crimes, and President Trump gives Netanyahu the golden key is just absolutely appalling. It's appalling. He should be arrested. Netanyahu should be arrested along with Jared Kushner and all the cronies that are now going to do something else in Gaza, this AI city that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I hope no one goes. Seriously, I hope no one goes. I hope it's never built. I hope it just doesn't happen. This is just insane. I did see the trailer of it, and apparently it got over, I guess, 1.2 million views 2 days ago. And I did see the trailer. This is a day ago. And then there are articles, everybody's like reacting to it. But this is going to be a series. This is just a trailer. That's my understanding of it. So I want to go look at this trailer again. Now, the things that I have seen about Erica Kirk is not anything good. It is not anything positive. And then you got to wonder on the other side why Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and others, and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is calling for Erica Kirk to sue Candace Owens. So you got to wonder why these Zionists are all over Erica Kirk and backing her up, because she's Israel first. That's why. Because the whole playbook changed when Charlie is just not there anymore, because he was taking TPUSA in another direction, and that is he was questioning the relationship between the United States and Israel. They eliminated him, and now the trajectory for TPUSA is Israel first, or they're all about Israel. Okay, so now these Zios like Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, and Laura Loomer, who probably know the real story, are afraid. I would say that they're afraid that Candace Owens is onto something. That's what I think. And she's probably telling the truth. What does she gain by doing what she is doing? Nothing. Really nothing, I don't think. Except trying to get to the bottom of what happened to her friend. That's what I think it is. And I'm sorry. Not really sorry. But this is fishy. What happened to Charlie Kirk is just way too much coincidence. It's just too coincidental. Too many things at the same time. It's the same with Erica Kirk. This is just very odd. And then the Epstein files came out, and it really, all these things just make you wonder. I believe that Erica Kirk is tied into with that operation that Epstein did. I think she was in that as well. And I'm sure that there are others too that I'll talk about. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But, Erica Kirk had I believe, or she was involved in this orphanage in Romania. And word was getting out that these kids were like disappearing or something. Like, there was like wrongdoing, in the country told Erica Kirk and that organization to get lost. This is all very strange. And then she meets Charlie Kirk. Did Charlie Kirk know anything about this woman? Is she a woman? Some people say she's not a woman. Laura Loomer too. There is also a fight going on between Charlie Kirk's parents and Erica Kirk for the custody of the children. Yeah, that's also odd. I find that also odd. They must know something too that they're just not disclosing. This is just not straight cut. To me, again, this is like what we hear from the media, even President Trump and the Trump administration, is just not true. They know what really happened, and they're not going to say, and they don't want us to know what really happened and what is really going down in this country and how much Israel is involved, unfortunately. But that's the reality of it at this point. And people are catching on. Now you got Candace Owens, who has the #1 podcasting show with this series, and they're losing their minds. Ben Shapiro is losing his mind. I got to go to Laura Loomer's account and see what she's got to say about it. I'm sure she's got plenty to say. I want to go take a look at this. I don't know if this is the trailer right here. Let me see. I remember seeing it.
Has died after he was shot from a nearby building. After being shot at Utah Valley University. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erica Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
Weird conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm going to touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company.
What is going on?
We have nothing to hide.
My aunt used to tell me never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
Okay, so episode 1 was today. I guess it's on her channel. Let me see if I can go back to. Okay, I can't. All right, I want to. But anyway, this is what happened afterwards. So her. Let me see if I can somehow find this. Go back. This always happens. Anyway, that little clip, the trailer. I don't know what happened today, and maybe it is on her channel. I believe it is. And it was an hour long, whatever it is that she had to say. I didn't hear about it. But now, you know what I want to do is I want to go to X. And go to Laura Loomer, because I want to know what she had to say about this clip. Let me see. How come the US does something's very wrong? Oh, she doesn't say anything. Do you all see what's going on here? New Jersey Jewish. No, I don't see what's going on here. Loomer, no war with Iran. Right? Why does it feel like a bad actor? She's a bad actor. Erica Kirk is a... Look at this. Laura Loomer, bomb Iran. Now Vance says we've seen evidence. Iran is trying to rebuild. Oh, brother. What a propaganda. Candace now openly gloating about monetizing her best friend's assassination by a radical leftist. She is trying to get richer off of Charlie's murder. It's sickening. How anyone can vet this lunatic is beyond me. LMAO, little guy is upset that a 2-minute trailer edited at my kitchen table is doing better numbers than a failed series he poured his entire life savings into thinking it would transform him into the next Walt Disney. Who's this? Jeremy? Replying to Jeremy DeBoring. Okay. Exclusive. Lies. I have been banned from Patreon since 2022 for reporting on Islamic immigration and the Muslim Brotherhood. You whiny groypers are such crybabies. Oh, she knows that word well. How did I get banned from Patreon if what you're saying is true? I'm Jewish. How come I was banned if Jews are protected? You're not Jewish. You're not Jewish. What is Patreon? We are writing to let you know that your account is currently suspended because it violates our community guidelines. When was this? On 2022. All right. Good. Interesting that she hasn't said anything about, I'm going to go to Ben Shapiro. Let me see if he's got anything to say about, because he did have something to say about that trailer, and maybe he watched. Here it is. Real Candace O is evil. How long is this? 9 minutes. All right, but this is my question with these people. these Zios like Laura Loomer, Ben Shapiro, and Mark Levin is why are they so gung-ho in supporting Erica Kirk? That's what I'm wondering. The only thing I can think of is that it has something to do with Israel, because these three that I mentioned and others as well, that's all they think about. They're all for Israel. They don't care about this country. Why are they so gung-ho about Erica Kirk? What is about Erica Kirk that these Zios feel as though they have to defend? Why do they care? Why do they care about what Candace Owens is saying about Erica Kirk? This is what I don't understand. There's got to be something to do with Israel. It has to be. It has to be. So, because if it wasn't, I believe this wouldn't be happening. Ben Shapiro wouldn't be saying anything. None of these Zios would be saying anything about Candace Owens, about anything, let alone Erica Kirk. But what is this with her? And then she was at the State of the Union address. I mean, even President Trump, he knows what's going on here. He knows the story. He knows. He's not going to tell us, though. Now, President Trump is saying that Iran has missiles pointed towards this country. I don't believe this crap at all. I just don't believe it. I think he's lying to us, the American people, to make us think that it's justified to go to war with Iran. This is all Israel. Thomas Massey says that Iran is not a threat to the United States. So if it's going to go on the floor with Congress, has to vote for a war. They have to agree to it. I don't think that President Trump would be able to go to Iran like what he's doing right now. I don't know what he's doing there right now anyway. Like, what is he doing? Who told him to go to Iran? Who the heck told him to go to Iran? He can't do anything, by the way. He needs Congress's approval to start a war. So what is this? What is this anyway? We have a constitution in this United States. This is what we abide by. Okay, we don't. Laura Loomer keeps talking about Sharia law and that it's going to take over. You know what's taken over in this country? Lawlessness by the Zios. That's what's being taken over. That has taken over right now in this country. Lawlessness. Constitution doesn't matter to these Zios. They just want what they want. They don't care. They don't care about anything except to get what they want. And they will get rid of an entire civilization if need be, like they did at the Gaza Strip. They have done that, by the way, and they continue to do so. And they continue. Now they're at the West Bank, where this peace treaty and all this 20-point thingamajiggy that President Trump came up with or whatever, they've broken it like 1,000 times already. They're in the West Bank. They're not supposed to be in the West Bank. That was part of the peace treaty. They cannot annex the West Bank, but they're there. Israel is there. And as a matter of fact, they showed videos of the settlers there, the Israeli settlers at the Western Bank, burning Palestinian Christian homes. How, are the people in this country really that brainwashed into believing all this stuff that, like, even Erica Kirk, do you see a tear coming down her eyes? I don't. What is this? This is a show. This is a show. This is Israel. I mean, what in the world? She's talking about how many hats she sold, the merchandise that she sold. What is it, the memorial or whatever? I don't know what the heck. Look at this. We have 50,000. And look at the way she's dressed. Look at this. Look at this. She actually had this up. This is a sick woman. Everybody grieves differently. You've got to be kidding me. This is not grieving. This is not grieving. This is not mourning. This is not a woman who's traumatized, who supposedly saw her husband right in front of her eyes get shot. And look at this with Romania that I mentioned. She was involved in the trafficking area in Romania. This woman was trying to get to a 15-year-old girl. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? What is going on here? What's going on here? Some say she's a trans. I don't know. This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. This is crazy. So anyway, Laura Loomer is threatening to sue somebody who published these names of people or whatever. Laura Loomer in 2019 sued the CARE organization, which is the Council for American Islamic Relations. They have chapters all over the country, not in every state, but they have them all over the country. They have one in Florida because that's where she's from. And she sued the CARE branch in Florida, accusing them of shutting her Twitter account down, which is now X. The judge threw out that case, but CARE must have countersued for legal fees, and they won. So Laura Loomer has to pay this organization over $70,000 of legal fees. It was $125,000, and then they took it down to like $72,000 or something. And she has since then, which in 2022, she has since then tried 3 times to have the payments stopped. She doesn't want to pay anymore, or paused, or something. And the judge keeps saying, or whoever the judges are, keeps saying, no, we're not going to do this. You're going to pay the reparations, the countersuit that she lost or didn't even hear. They didn't even hear. The judge said, no, you're going to pay. So she's tried 3 times to stop the payment. And the judge said, 3 times is enough. Stop. In other words, she's telling her, stop doing this. Stop suing and trying to get these payments stopped. So she's paying, I don't know, $2,000 to $4,000 a month or whatever. And you can figure out what that is. It's $20,246. She's got like another year or 2 to go. If it's 2,000, it's more. Let me see. 2,000 is 24. So yeah. So I guess she should be done if it's 2,000 or so. But I didn't even know about it until I read it on an X account that she still has to pay the CARE organization. She's always talking about the Muslim Brotherhood. She's always talking about Islam. And so is Ben Shapiro. So is Mark Levin. The only thing they care about is Israel. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's their show. That's it. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro wants you to keep working past 65 because that's what's happening right now. Because that money that you work for, the taxes that is, goes to Israel. So he wants to make sure, this little guy here, he wants to make sure that we keep on working so that Israel gets what they want. And guess what? The people in Israel get free healthcare, free education, while the people in this country that are 65 and older have to pay a premium that comes straight out of their Social Security. This is outrageous and it is appalling. And the president of the United States should be embarrassed about what he is letting happen to this country because of Israel. And they're going to lose the midterms because of it, because the Democrats are running on that now. The Democrats are just opportunists, and they will do anything to get back into power. And unfortunately, I learned that the world of politics, people have a very short memory span. The Democrats are terrible. Okay, both parties aren't that great. They're both corrupt, especially by Israel and AIPAC. We need to find candidates that are going to put America first, like James Fishback of Florida, who's a Republican running for governor there, and who is going to keep the money in Florida instead of investing it in Israel. That's what needs to happen here, because we need to keep the money in this country so that we can afford what we need to afford and we could have a better life, instead of constantly wondering, now I have to go to work. Now I got to go do this. Now how am I going to afford this? I can't do that. This is insane, and it's wrong, because the government works for us. We do not work for the government. The government works for us. We are the taxpayer. In the Constitution, it says we the people. That's what it says. We are the ones with the power here, not them. And I think they're losing their minds because they know that people are speaking up, and it needs to continue. Candace Owens needs to continue what she's doing. Whatever anybody's doing, whatever their role is, needs to continue to make sure that the message is getting sent out to Washington, D.C. on all levels, from the White House down to Congress and everywhere else in between. I believe President Trump's poll numbers were really bad before the State of the Union address. And somebody said that, it helped. What his State of Address helped. I don't know if it did or if it didn't, because every day the polls change. I will look into that probably tomorrow to see if anything has changed. So my thing is this. I'm going to wrap it up with the trailer of The Bride of Charlie, Erica Kirk, and Candace Owens' series on her investigation of Erica Kirk. And I'm telling you, it does make you wonder what really is going on here, because it's not straight up like what they're telling you. She's a grieving widow. That is not a grieving person. That is not somebody who witnessed her husband get shot in front of the world practically. This woman is not traumatized. She doesn't give a crap. She's now the center of attention. Okay, and maybe that's what she wanted, because that's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like she wanted to take over TPUSA. And she did. And you know what? Lousy. Getting rid of somebody like Charlie Kirk, who was the person that ran the show, was really stupid. I don't know who thought this was a great idea, but it's really, really dumb. Because now it just makes people even more suspicious about what happened, especially the events before what happened on Charlie Kirk, September 10. It was all planned out. This was he was a target for sure, because he changed his stance with Israel, because he had big donors that were Zionists. And they told Charlie Kirk not to have Tucker Carlson, in these TPUSA events, but he did anyway. That's it. That was done. And he was scared before, what happened to him. He was concerned about his life. So he was right. He was right. And, all his friends like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, same thing. The Knesset in Israel has named Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson as enemies of Israel. So they know that they have to watch their back. And even Nick Fuentes also got swatted. So it even happened to him. So this happens quite a bit. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who did not take any AIPAC money, they got her to resign. They're doing the same thing to Thomas Massie. They're targeting him as well. But he's not going to flinch. He doesn't flinch. But they have, Miriam Allison has poured in like $2 million or something like that to get him primaried out. and others too. She's not the only one, but all these Zios, because he doesn't take AIPAC money. And of course, President Trump has to chime in and say that he's always voting no with the Republicans, which isn't true. President Trump is a liar. He's a liar, and he stands with Israel, and he does and says whatever they want to hear, propaganda lies to us that are funding what they want to have done with our tax dollar money for Israel, and that is wars, more wars and wars. And you heard Mike Huckabee and what he said, in that he believes biblically in the Bible that Israel should have land from the Nile to, the Nile? I forgot what the other one, Nile to, I forgot. Anyway, it's a big, large land, and it has all these other countries in the middle of it, okay? And Mike Huckabee said, yeah, let him take it off. Because he thinks that's what it says in the Bible? Because that, never mind all the other countries that are there. So now, of course, everybody's questioning, like, what is going on here? Because next they want to go to Turkey. Don't tell me that. How can the people, like, how do these Arab countries that are in the Middle East think that this is, I don't know what they think. Like, what are they thinking? What do they think Israel is doing here? It's just weird. This whole thing is just strange to me. Why doesn't anybody attack Israel? Like, are they afraid that America is going to, like, get involved or something? Like, what? Like, why? How come nobody touches Israel? I'm talking about, well, I don't know what Hamas can do, but, Iran is a very big country. They're backed by Russia, probably even China. So, like, I don't get it. Like, how come none of the Arab countries are doing anything about what is going on in Palestine? It just doesn't make, this is just strange to me. This whole thing is just really, really odd. I don't know what, like, we're supposed to do because we're so far away, but what we're trying to do is to try to get these people to stop sending money to Israel. That's basically what we're trying to do here. Everyone is trying to do that. We all want this to stop. We all want to stop these wars that are continuously being funded, and now it's happening again with Iran. This is unbelievable. And I thought President Trump said that he wasn't going to do any of this. This is just incredible to me. So disappointing. President Trump is very disappointing so far. And even with this herbicide, glyphosate, that he gave immunity to these companies that spray this cancer killer on our wheat, the food. Come on, people, wake up. This is unbelievable. They're all bought out. This is all because of donor money, power, greed, money. That's all this is. That's all it's about. That's all. And the same thing with Ben Shapiro, same thing with Laura Loomer, same thing with Mark Levin, same thing with Netanyahu. This is just all about money. And guess what? We are the ones that have to work for it. Even 65 and older, they don't care. These people don't care. And you know something? We need to wake up. And we need to speak up, and people in this country need to be a little bit more aware of what is happening here, because none of this makes sense. And we are being used and abused continuously every single day because we're the ones that go to work or we file taxes or whatever, trying to figure out how to like make ends meet, because there are a lot of people that are having a hard time. And it's wrong. And it's wrong. That money needs to stay here. That money we make needs to stay here and take care of our people and what needs to be done in this country. Like Mamdani did with paying whatever it was, $19, $30, I don't know, whatever the heck it was, to get New Yorkers to shovel the snow there. And you know what? It worked. I thought it was a great idea. It's a great idea. Why can't we pay American people to do a job like that? People are brainwashed in this country. They really have no clue as to what extent they are brainwashed concerning especially the evangelicals with this holy land and chosen people crap that they're being fed so that they can very willingly give their money to Israel. That's all it is. That's all it is. And you need to wake up to that's what it is. And that's all it is. And that tax money that we pay needs to stay in this country. And we need to find candidates that are not going to be bought out by lobbyists and foreign governments like Israel, in particular, AIPAC. So, yes, Israel is very heavily involved. And the reason is money. And it's coming from us, the American taxpayer. And that's who they're trying to appease to. That's what this propaganda is all about with Netanyahu and the like, and saying that, America will be nothing without Jewish people. America is nothing without Jewish people. This is crazy talk. It's crazy talk. And you know what? People will buy it. This country, the people in this country need to wake up quickly. All right. That's all I got to say. Yeah, have a good night. Bye. How do I end this? Bye.